Hello friends. Have you ever wondered what really happens when two completely different energies collide, when the mysterious, emotionally intense Scorpio man meets the thoughtful, grounded, and quietly powerful Virgo woman? Is this a destined cosmic connection or a delicate balancing act between passion and logic? Today, we're diving deep into their chemistry, their challenges, and the unique magic that happens when Earth meets water in a love story both complex and irresistible. After watching, if you'd like to support the channel, click the Thanks button right under this video or use the donation alerts link in the description. Your support really helps me keep creating. And of course, if you enjoy the content, please give it a like and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Thanks so much for being here. Now let's continue. Chemistry. Initial attraction. At first glance, Scorpio and Virgo are an intriguing, almost cinematic match. But when their energies begin to interact, the picture grows far richer, deeper, and more layered than it appears on the surface. Their chemistry doesn't announce itself with fireworks or dramatic declarations. Instead, it blooms slowly, deliberately, like a tightly closed flower that reveals its fragrance only to those patient enough to wait. And both Scorpio and Virgo are, in their own ways, masters of patience. Scorpio notices Virgo before she ever thinks to look in his direction. What first draws him is not her appearance, though he appreciates her understated elegance, but the way she carries herself with quiet intelligence. Virgo moves like a person who has nothing to prove yet everything under control. Her steps are measured, her expressions thoughtful, her energy calm and collected. Scorpio is a man who searches for meaning in everything, and Virgo radiates meaning without uttering a single word. Her silence is full, her pauses are intentional, her attention is exact. This captivates him instantly. To Scorpio, Virgo feels like a sanctuary that he hasn't entered yet but somehow already trusts. Her self-control hints at an inner world that is organized, pure, and deeply sincere. Women who move through life impulsively or superficially rarely hold his attention, but Virgo is different. She is a puzzle wrapped in elegance, a softness wrapped in discipline. Scorpio feels her presence in a way that pulls him in, not with flash but with depth. Virgo, on the other hand, doesn't immediately register Scorpio visually. Instead, she senses a shift in the emotional atmosphere. Scorpio men have a presence that is almost psychic. They emit a quiet intensity that lingers in the air. Virgo picks up on it like a faint vibration, a subtle, magnetic hum that seems to come from nowhere yet draws her attention. When she finally looks at him, she doesn't see loud confidence or flamboyant charisma. She sees steadiness. She sees a man who looks directly but not aggressively, whose eyes seem to understand more than he reveals. His gaze isn't casual, it's discerning. And Virgo, who lives her life analyzing details and evaluating authenticity, notices that immediately. Scorpio's intensity is not something Virgo fears, it's something she respects. His energy is controlled, not chaotic. Focused, not overwhelming. He has emotional strength that feels anchored, and Virgo, who craves reliability and depth, finds comfort in that. He is the opposite of instability. He feels like gravity. And Scorpio? He is mesmerized by Virgo's mind long before he thinks about her heart. He sees intelligence in the smallest gestures, in the way she holds eye contact, in the way she listens closely, in the way she observes before engaging. Scorpio men are intuitive, and Virgo women radiate truth. She doesn't pretend, she doesn't embellish, she doesn't manipulate. Everything about her is clean, precise, and grounded. This honesty feels rare to Scorpio, who has spent much of his life peering through facades. Their early attraction grows not because they mirror each other, but because they complement each other so beautifully. Virgo sees depth in Scorpio, the kind of emotional depth that speaks of experiences lived, lessons learned, and strength gained through fire. She senses layers beneath his calm exterior, and though she doesn't immediately try to uncover them, she is undeniably intrigued. Scorpio sees sincerity in Virgo, an authenticity that so few people possess. Her quiet nature isn't shyness, it's discernment. Her thoughtful approach isn't hesitation, it's wisdom. Scorpio values truth above all, and Virgo embodies truth in her actions, her intentions, and her presence. Their chemistry becomes a subtle dance, almost imperceptible at first but increasingly impossible to ignore. Their conversations start cautiously, yet each word feels meaningful. Their glances are simple, yet they hold unspoken recognition. Their interactions feel ordinary, yet they leave each other replaying moments long after they part. Scorpio begins to admire her discipline, her mind, her integrity. Virgo begins to admire his emotional intelligence, his insight, his quiet strength. Neither of them falls quickly, but both fall deeply. What makes their initial attraction so powerful is its foundation in mutual respect. Respect for each other's emotional worlds, for each other's boundaries, for each other's minds. There is curiosity, steady, growing curiosity, and a spark that is small but unmistakably real. This connection doesn't rush, it doesn't explode, it builds, it breathes, it deepens with each interaction. Scorpio feels that Virgo is a woman with hidden softness waiting for the right person to earn it. Virgo feels that Scorpio is a man with hidden tenderness waiting for someone he can trust enough to show it. They both sense, from the very beginning, that behind that first, quiet moment of noticing lies a story worth discovering, and once they start discovering it, neither wants to turn away. Their attraction is not loud, it is not shallow, it is not temporary, it is a gravitational pull, subtle but undeniable, drawing earth toward water and water toward earth, setting the foundation for a connection that grows stronger the deeper they go. Emotional dynamics. Emotionally, this pair dances on complex terrain, but the landscape is far richer, deeper, and more intricate than it seems at first glance. A Scorpio man does not simply feel, he experiences emotions as tidal waves, as forces that shape the very core of his being. His depth is not poetic exaggeration, it is his emotional reality. When he is angry, the intensity vibrates through him like electricity. When he is hurt, the wound echoes for years. When he is in love, his devotion is absolute. Scorpio emotions are vast oceans with shifting currents, hidden trenches, and shimmering quiet surfaces, all existing simultaneously. He does not skim the water, he dives into it. Every emotion is an ocean he must explore, conquer, understand, and transform. For a Virgo woman, emotional experience follows a completely different trajectory. She feels deeply, often more deeply than people realize, but she does not let those feelings run wild. Virgo emotions move through the mind first. She observes them, categorizes them, attempts to understand them, and only then does she allow herself to embrace them. Her heart wants to feel, but her mind wants to protect. She needs time to understand what she is experiencing, time to confirm that the emotion is appropriate, time to make sure she isn't misreading or overreacting. She hates emotional chaos because it feels like a loss of control, and control is her safety. She builds emotional understanding the way an architect builds a structure, carefully, thoughtfully, and with an unwavering need for stability. At first, Scorpio and Virgo seem mismatched in the emotional arena. Scorpio expresses feelings like a flame, hot, bright, immediate. Virgo expresses feelings like a candle, soft, steady, controlled. Scorpio dives headfirst into emotional waters. Virgo dips her toes to test the temperature. Scorpio wants vulnerability now. Virgo needs reassurance first. Scorpio seeks intensity. Virgo seeks consistency. And yet, paradoxically, it is this contrast that makes their emotional connection so powerful. He teaches her depth. Scorpio opens doors inside Virgo that she often keeps locked. He senses the feelings she hides not because she is dishonest, but because she is cautious. Scorpio helps her understand that emotions are not threats, they are truths. He encourages her to be vulnerable, not through pressure but through his unwavering loyalty. His devotion creates a safe space for her to open the parts of herself she rarely shares. With him, she can express sadness without fear of judgment, passion without embarrassment, and fear without shame. Scorpio sees her emotional restraint not as coldness but as a sign of the depth she is afraid to express. Through him, she learns that her feelings are not flaws, they are the seeds of connection. She teaches him stability. Virgo becomes the grounding force Scorpio never knew he needed. She does not drown in his intensity, she steadies it. When he spirals into emotional extremes, jealousy, fear, suspicion, passion, she doesn't panic. She approaches his storms with calm logic, offering clarity where he offers chaos. Her presence reminds him that not every strong feeling is a sign of danger, betrayal, or loss. Virgo responds with understanding instead of confrontation, with structure instead of emotional turbulence. She becomes the harbor where his waves can crash without destroying anything. Her stability soothes him in ways he never expected. She shows him that love doesn't have to burn, it can also warm. Together, they build a bond made of honesty, introspection, and mutual evolution. Scorpio pushes Virgo to unlock her emotional world. Virgo teaches Scorpio how to organize and navigate his. Their differences don't weaken the connection, they strengthen it, giving their relationship both depth and structure. They grow because of each other, not in spite of each other. Virgo becomes more expressive, Scorpio becomes more balanced. They learn to meet in the middle, creating emotional harmony from emotional contrast. However, challenges arise when their fears take the wheel. Scorpio, driven by a deep-rooted fear of betrayal, can become possessive or overly intense, misreading small actions as threats to the relationship. His emotional radar is always on high alert. Virgo, driven by her fear of imperfection, can become overly critical or distant, analyzing the relationship so much that she forgets to feel it. Her desire to fix things can sometimes make Scorpio feel judged or inadequate. When these fears collide, misunderstandings can erupt quickly. But the beauty of this pairing lies in their potential for overcoming those fears. If Scorpio learns to trust that Virgo's careful nature is not withdrawal but a form of love, he eases his insecurities. If Virgo learns to trust that Scorpio's intensity is not danger but devotion, she softens her criticism. When they recognize each other's fears as vulnerabilities rather than flaws, something extraordinary happens. Their emotional bond becomes nearly unbreakable. Their emotional connection is not simple. It is not effortless. It is not light. It is transformative, demanding, profound, and ultimately, deeply rewarding. Long-term compatibility. In the long run, Scorpio and Virgo form one of the zodiac's strongest partnerships, but the real magic of their long-term compatibility comes from how beautifully, almost miraculously, they balance one another. Not because they are alike, but because their differences interlock with a kind of cosmic precision that feels predestined. They are two people who, at first, may not look like the ideal match on paper, one fiery in emotion, the other grounded in logic, but over time, they discover that they fill the spaces the other cannot reach. Their relationship unfolds like a long novel rather than a short story, layered, intentional, patient, and deeply meaningful. Virgo brings order to Scorpio's intensity, and this is not a small contribution, it is transformative. Scorpio is ruled by emotions that run deep, by instincts that operate beneath the surface, by passions that can feel consuming. Without grounding, he can become unanchored, drifting too far into the depths of his own inner world. Virgo, with her calm, meticulous, structured approach to life, offers him the stability his heart often craves but rarely admits. She organizes the chaos he feels, not by diminishing it, but by helping him understand it. She gives shape to his emotions and clarity to his impulses. Her practicality becomes the lighthouse guiding him back whenever he starts drifting into emotional darkness. Scorpio, in turn, brings passion to Virgo's practicality. He injects fire into the places where she has built too many rules around herself. Virgo, in her effort to maintain order and avoid mistakes, sometimes becomes rigid, overly cautious, or overly self-critical. Scorpio's presence pushes her to feel more boldly, to trust her emotions instead of analyzing them to death, to take risks that bring life richness and meaning. His intensity inspires her to step outside of her meticulously constructed boundaries and experience the world with more heart and less hesitation. With Scorpio, she learns that not everything can be planned, controlled, or predicted, and that sometimes the most beautiful outcomes come from surrender rather than structure. Together, They create a life that is emotionally rich, intellectually stimulating, and surprisingly peaceful. Scorpio's depth ensures that their relationship never becomes shallow or stagnant. Virgo's steadiness ensures that it never becomes chaotic or destructive. Their home becomes a sanctuary built on emotional truth and practical harmony. Conversations between them run deep. They analyze, reflect, explore, and question, often turning ordinary moments into profound insights. Their shared life becomes a blend of passion and order, of sensitivity and strength, of fire contained within structure but burning brighter because of it. Both are loyal, almost to a fault. Scorpio's loyalty is rooted in emotional commitment. Once he bonds for life. Virgo's loyalty comes from her sense of responsibility and devotion. When she chooses someone, she chooses them with her whole mind and her whole integrity. Neither gives their heart easily, and both are highly selective about whom they love. They don't entertain shallow flings or meaningless connections. They want something real, something deep, something that grows over time. This shared seriousness becomes the foundation of their long-term bond, a mutual understanding that love is something to build, protect, and nurture, not something to gamble or trivialize. When they commit with purpose. For Scorpio, commitment means emotional fusion and unwavering devotion. For Virgo, commitment means effort, patience, and daily acts of care. Their long-term relationship becomes a space where both partners are constantly improving, not because they demand perfection from each other, but because they inspire each other to evolve. Virgo helps Scorpio refine his intensity into emotional intelligence. Scorpio helps Virgo transform her caution into confidence. They sharpen one another gently, like stones smoothed by water, slowly, consistently, beautifully. Over time, their bond becomes something that is not just strong but enduring. They weather storms with resilience because each storm teaches them more about themselves and about each other. Scorpio learns to trust stability rather than fear it. Virgo learns to trust passion rather than resist it. Their differences, once sources of friction, become sources of strength. Their love matures, deepens, and expands into a partnership built not on fantasy but on truth, raw, honest, and deeply human. In the end, what makes their long-term compatibility extraordinary is that they don't just love each other, they elevate each other. They take the best parts of themselves and amplify them, and they take the more fragile parts and protect them. Together, they become a powerful, refined, emotionally sophisticated pair capable of creating a life that is meaningful, balanced, transformative, and undeniably enduring. Communication conflict resolution. Communication between Scorpio and Virgo is a fascinating interplay of logic and intuition, a delicate fusion of two completely different emotional languages that somehow find harmony when spoken with patience and intention. Their exchanges are never shallow, never mechanical, never empty. There is always meaning, always substance, always something unspoken lingering beneath the words. When these two communicate well, it feels as if they are peeling back layers not only of each other, but of life itself. Yet the path to that depth is layered with complexity, because each sign approaches communication from a fundamentally different psychological framework. Virgo communicates with clarity, precision, and honesty. Her words are carefully chosen, her tone measured, her logic sharp. She doesn't speak simply to fill silence. She speaks to express truth, solve problems, or offer support. Virgo has an innate desire to understand and be understood. She listens attentively, responds thoughtfully, and strives always to articulate her feelings and observations with fairness and accuracy. She is meticulous in language because she believes that clarity creates peace. Her communication style is rooted in a deep respect for comprehension. She wants conversations to lead somewhere, to resolve something, to make sense. Scorpio communicates with depth, empathy, and emotional intelligence. He speaks from the heart, from intuition, from a place of emotional resonance. Scorpio's words are layered, often revealing more through tone than through literal meaning. He understands subtext instinctively. He feels what others feel before they speak it aloud. His communication style is drenched in sincerity, raw, vulnerable, and profoundly empathetic. He doesn't talk simply to convey information. he talks to connect souls. When Scorpio speaks, he wants to be felt, not just heard. When they are aligned, their conversations feel transformative, like therapy mixed with intellectual exploration. Virgo brings clarity to Scorpio's emotional complexity, helping him articulate what he feels in ways that bring relief and understanding. Scorpio brings depth to Virgo's analytical thinking, helping her access emotions she often suppresses or rationalizes away. Together, they create dialogues that feel like revelations. They unlock insights within each other that remain dormant in other relationships. They discuss fears, dreams, philosophies, vulnerabilities, and aspirations with a level of trust that grows stronger over time. Their communication becomes a gateway to intimacy. But when conflict arises, the strengths of their styles can easily become weaknesses. Virgo may try to solve Scorpio's emotions as if they were equations. Her inclination is to analyze, categorize, and fix. She believes that if a problem exists, it must have a logical solution. But Scorpio's emotions are not mathematical, they are chaotic, fluid, intuitive, living forces. When Virgo attempts to rationalize what he feels or dissect his reactions, Scorpio may feel misunderstood or minimized. Her practical approach can unintentionally invalidate the depth of his emotional experience. Scorpio may take Virgo's criticisms too personally, interpreting them as emotional attacks. Virgo's critiques are rarely meant to wound, they are meant to improve. But Scorpio is extraordinarily sensitive to tone, intention, and subtle implications. He reads between the lines, sometimes too deeply, and assumes meaning where none was intended. Virgo's attempt at helpful feedback can feel to Scorpio like judgment or disappointment, triggering insecurities that run far beneath the surface. These moments of friction can escalate quickly if both partners retreat into their instincts, Virgo into her logic, Scorpio into his defensiveness. Virgo may become colder, more detached, more precise. Scorpio may become sharper, more emotional, more intense. Misunderstandings deepen. Words become weapons instead of bridges. Yet the beauty of this pairing is how capable they are of repairing communication breakdowns when they choose love over fear. To resolve conflicts effectively, Scorpio must soften his defensiveness. He must remind himself that Virgo's intention is not to hurt, but to help. He must understand that her critiques come from love, commitment, and a desire for harmony, not from rejection. When he approaches her with openness rather than suspicion, he discovers that her words hold wisdom, not condemnation. Virgo must soften her perfectionism. She must allow space for emotions that don't fit neatly into logical categories. She must remember that Scorpio's feelings are not puzzles to solve but experiences to validate. When she listens with empathy instead of analysis, her voice becomes soothing rather than sharp. She learns that sometimes love means holding emotion, not fixing it. When both make these small but meaningful adjustments, communication becomes one of their greatest strengths. They learn to blend their languages, to balance logic with emotion, precision with empathy, clarity with depth. Virgo helps Scorpio articulate the inner storms he sometimes cannot explain. Scorpio helps Virgo access the emotional layers she sometimes avoids. Together, they create a communication dynamic that is richer, stronger, and more transformative than either could achieve alone. In the end, their communication is not perfect, but it is powerful. It grows with them, evolves with them, and becomes a crucial pillar of their long-term connection. They learn not only how to speak to each other, but how to hear each other. And in that understanding, they build a love that can withstand conflict, deepen through conversation, and flourish in shared truth. Physical intimate connection. Here is where Scorpio and Virgo truly astonish each other, often in ways neither expects. Their physical and intimate bond is not something that sparks suddenly or burns out quickly. It is a connection that unfolds slowly, deliberately, with layers of trust, curiosity, emotional vulnerability, and mutual devotion shaping every step. What begins as subtle attraction evolves into a deeply transformative experience for both partners, one that feels less like simple physical closeness and more like a merging of emotional worlds. A Scorpio man is known for his intense, soulful approach to intimacy. He does not enter physical connection lightly. He does not separate emotion from touch, nor passion from meaning. To him, physical intimacy is an extension of the heart, a form of emotional communication that transcends words. When he touches, he wants to understand. When he kisses, he wants to connect. When he holds someone, he wants to protect, claim, merge, and reveal. Scorpio experiences intimacy with the same depth he experiences everything else, fully, fearlessly, and with a level of presence that can feel overwhelming to anyone unprepared for such emotional intensity. A Virgo woman, although often modest or slow to open up, possesses a sensuality rooted not in impulsiveness but in trust, attentiveness, and devotion. She does not rush, she does not pretend, she does not give herself to someone until she feels both emotionally safe and deeply respected. But when she does, when her guard melts and her heart settles into comfort, her sensuality emerges with surprising depth and tenderness. Virgo approaches physical intimacy with care and awareness. She notices everything: body language, mood, atmosphere, subtle shifts in emotion. Her sensuality is thoughtful, intentional, and incredibly responsive. She aims to understand her partner's needs, not out of obligation but out of genuine desire to create closeness built on mutual satisfaction and emotional safety. Together, they share emotional intensity from Scorpio, attentiveness and sensitivity from Virgo, and slow building but incredibly powerful chemistry that grows stronger with each moment of trust earned. Their intimacy is not built on impulse. It is built on understanding. Scorpio brings the fire. Virgo shapes it, directs it, grounds it. Virgo brings the gentleness. Scorpio deepens it, expands it, elevates it. Their energies intertwine like two elements learning to coexist: water deepening earth, earth containing water. Their physical connection becomes an emotional conversation. Scorpio expresses affection through passion, presence, and deep eye contact that communicates what words cannot. Virgo expresses affection through delicate touches, careful observation, and the ability to sense what Scorpio needs before he even speaks it. Scorpio brings vulnerability in emotional form. Virgo brings vulnerability in physical openness. Together, they learn each other's rhythms, slowly at first, then with increasing confidence and trust. What surprises Virgo most is Scorpio's emotional depth behind every gesture. She begins to understand that for him, intimacy is not simply desire, it is devotion. It is honesty. It is his way of saying, "I see you, I choose you, I trust you." What surprises Scorpio is Virgo's hidden passion, the depth of her tenderness, the intensity of her responsiveness once she feels truly safe. She may be reserved in public, modest in expression, and cautious in the early stages, but behind closed doors, when trust is established, she reveals a warmth and devotion that touches Scorpio on a soul level. Their intimate connection is far from casual. It is layered, emotional, slow-burning, and mutually fulfilling, an experience that deepens their bond rather than complicates it. Every moment shared becomes a moment of discovery. Every experience becomes a step toward greater emotional closeness. For Scorpio, intimacy with Virgo softens his intensity without diminishing it. For Virgo, intimacy with Scorpio awakens emotions she didn't know she could feel so strongly. What makes their physical connection extraordinary is not its passion alone, though passion exists in abundance, but its meaning. Intimacy between them feels intentional, sacred, and deeply personal. Each encounter strengthens trust. Each moment draws them closer. Each shared vulnerability becomes proof that they have found someone who not only understands their body, but understands their heart. In the end, their physical bond is a powerful blend of Scorpio's emotional depth and Virgo's thoughtful sensuality. It grounds them, it connects them, it transforms them. Their intimacy becomes the quiet, powerful thread that weaves their emotional, mental, and spiritual connection into a relationship that feels safe, passionate, profound, and enduring. Shared values, life goals. Despite their different emotional styles and contrasting approaches to life, the core values of Scorpio and Virgo align with remarkable precision, creating a foundation that feels stable, purposeful, and deeply trustworthy. Their connection isn't built on superficial similarities, it's built on the kind of shared inner principles that determine the direction of a life, not just the flavor of a moment. These values act like an unspoken contract between them, quietly guiding their partnership toward longevity, harmony, and mutual fulfillment. Both value loyalty and commitment at a level that is increasingly rare in the modern world. Scorpio sees loyalty as the ultimate expression of love, a sacred bond that goes beyond promises and becomes a matter of soul-level devotion. When he commits entirely, mind, heart, body, future. He does not scatter affection across temporary flings or casual encounters. He invests deeply, fully, and with a seriousness that can feel intimidating but profoundly reassuring. Virgo values loyalty in a quieter, more practical sense. To her, loyalty means consistency, responsibility, and staying true to one's word. She believes relationships are built through everyday actions, through reliability and presence, through care that doesn't waver in difficult moments. Together, their shared belief in loyalty creates a partnership where trust becomes not just a hope, but a lived reality. Both appreciate honesty and emotional safety. Virgo's honesty is rooted in her integrity. She cannot tolerate deception, half-truths, or emotional manipulation. She prefers straightforward communication, even when it's uncomfortable. Scorpio's honesty is rooted in emotional transparency. He wants to reveal the truth beneath the surface, the truth behind the emotions, the truth that defines who a person really is. For him, emotional safety comes from knowing that he can bare his soul without fear of judgment or rejection. For her, emotional safety comes from knowing that what is said is real, dependable, and grounded in sincerity. Together, they create an environment where vulnerability is encouraged, not feared, and where truth becomes the soil from which intimacy grows. Both seek meaningful, lasting partnerships, rejecting anything shallow or temporary. Scorpio craves depth. He wants a connection that consumes him emotionally, inspires him spiritually, and challenges him psychologically. Virgo craves purpose. She wants a partnership built on shared goals, shared growth, shared devotion to building something real. Neither is interested in fleeting romances or surface-level interactions. They want a bond that endures the tests of time, change, and circumstance. This mutual seriousness strengthens their long-term compatibility, giving them a shared intention: to build, not drift; to commit, not sample; to grow, not stagnate. Both prefer quality over quantity, whether in friendships, time, or experiences. Virgo is selective with people, valuing a small circle of trusted connections rather than a large crowd of acquaintances. She invests deeply in those she cares about, giving her time and energy thoughtfully and intentionally. Scorpio is even more selective, often having only a handful of people he truly lets into his world. This shared preference becomes a quiet, stabilizing force in their relationship. They enjoy calm, meaningful experiences rather than constant noise or superficial excitement. They value depth in conversation, intentionality in routines, and presence in interactions. Virgo seeks improvement. Scorpio seeks transformation. Virgo's path is one of refinement. She believes in small, consistent steps toward betterment, whether in herself, her partner, or her shared life. She wants to polish, enhance, and optimize. Scorpio's path is one of evolution. He believes in shedding old skins, undergoing deep internal change, and rising from challenges more powerful and self-aware. Together, they build a life focused on growth, depth, and long-term stability. Virgo offers the structure that transformation needs. Scorpio offers the emotional courage that improvement requires. Their journeys intersect, complement, and amplify each other. They may express their ambitions differently, Virgo through careful planning and Scorpio through driven passion, but they support each other's goals wholeheartedly. Virgo organizes the vision, Scorpio fuels it. She analyzes, prepares, and ensures every detail is accounted for. He inspires, pushes boundaries, and injects passion into their shared endeavors. Virgo helps Scorpio turn dreams into strategies. Scorpio helps Virgo turn strategies into meaningful change. Their combined efforts create a dynamic partnership capable of achieving far more together than either could alone. Over time, these shared values become the backbone of their relationship. They shape their choices, their lifestyle, their priorities. They choose loyalty over temptation, honesty over avoidance, depth over superficiality, growth over stagnation, and unity over ego. Their life together becomes a journey defined by mutual respect, mutual effort, and mutual evolution. In the end, what makes their shared values and life goals so compelling is not just that they align, but that they elevate each other. Virgo's steady refinement helps Scorpio grow into his highest self. Scorpio's profound emotional insight helps Virgo connect more deeply to her own purpose. They become partners in every sense, in ambition, in love, in daily life, in long-term dreams. Their bond becomes less about compatibility and more about shared destiny, a life built not just on love, but on intention, values, and a shared vision for the future. Final thoughts. The compatibility between a Scorpio man and a Virgo woman is not just good, it's profound, layered, and quietly powerful in a way that few other pairings can replicate. What makes this connection extraordinary isn't loud passion or dramatic chemistry, but the deep, almost sacred harmony created when two very different emotional worlds learn to coexist, complement, and elevate one another. Their relationship grows not through impulsive sparks, but through steady trust, unwavering loyalty, and a shared commitment to something real. It is a love that builds itself one honest conversation at a time, one moment of tenderness at a time, one step closer to mutual understanding at a time. This pairing is emotional depth meeting emotional intelligence. Scorpio brings the raw, unfiltered truth of the heart, feelings that pour like rivers, instincts that run ancient and deep, a devotion that asks to be matched but never imposed. Virgo brings the thoughtful discernment of the mind, careful observation, gentle precision, the ability to turn emotion into something constructive and meaningful. When these two energies join, they create a balanced emotional landscape where Scorpio feels seen without being overwhelmed and Virgo feels cherished without being pressured. Intensity meeting stability becomes their unspoken theme. Scorpio's emotional intensity has the power to drown the unprepared, but Virgo is not easily swept away. She remains calm in the face of emotional storms, giving Scorpio the grounding he often longs for but rarely finds. In return, Scorpio gives Virgo the emotional permission she rarely grants herself, to feel deeply, to trust vulnerability, to allow her heart to speak louder than her logic. He becomes her depth, she becomes his anchor. Passion meeting devotion creates a bond that is as soulful as it is practical. Scorpio loves with a fire that transforms, ignites, and reveals the truth in both himself and his partner. Virgo loves with a dedication rooted in action, service, and consistent presence. Their passion is not chaotic, it is steady, meaningful, and expressed through gestures of loyalty, tenderness, and emotional honesty. Virgo refines Scorpio's passion into something sustainable. Scorpio elevates Virgo's devotion into something transcendent. They challenge each other in the most necessary ways. Scorpio challenges Virgo to step outside her comfort zone, to trust her emotions instead of fear them, to embrace the unknown with courage instead of hesitation. Virgo challenges Scorpio to regulate his intensity, to see situations with clarity rather than assumption, to choose patience over impulsive reactions. These challenges aren't obstacles, they are catalysts for growth. Each partner becomes the mirror the other needs, reflecting strengths, illuminating blind spots, and fostering transformation. They complete each other in ways that feel cosmic and grounded at the same time. Scorpio brings emotional truth, Virgo brings emotional understanding. Scorpio offers protection, Virgo offers peace. Scorpio reveals the depths, Virgo brings the details. Together, they form a partnership that is both passionately alive and beautifully structured. Their relationship does not rest on fleeting chemistry but on shared purpose, mutual respect, and the ability to evolve together rather than apart. And together, they create a relationship that is both deeply rooted and beautifully evolving. The roots come from their shared values, loyalty, honesty, commitment, depth. The evolution comes from their willingness to learn from one another, to communicate openly, to adapt, and to continuously invest in their bond. With time, their partnership becomes a sanctuary where both partners feel accepted, understood, and emotionally nourished. It becomes the kind of love that withstands uncertainty, conflict, and change because it is built on something stronger than impulse. It is built on intention. When these two truly commit, their love becomes a powerful force, quiet, enduring, transformative, and unforgettable. It is not loud, but it resonates. It is not showy, but it is unshakable. It is not perfect, but it is profoundly real. Scorpio and Virgo do not simply fall in love, they build love, shape it, protect it, and allow it to deepen in ways that change them both. Their connection becomes a lasting legacy of emotional growth, mutual empowerment, and soul-level companionship. In the end, the Scorpio man and Virgo woman don't just create a relationship, they create a world of their own, one built on truth, commitment, passion, stability, and the quiet certainty that they have found something rare, meaningful, and worth holding on to for a lifetime.